There's still a trace of body paint on your legs and on your arms.
It is Tim Senna. This is the biggest music show on planet Earth. And if you're not blind, you will notice that I am not here alone anymore. I am no longer a lonely boy, because sitting next to me is a beautiful girl and a legendary new music bastion herself. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
I mean, that was a pretty good intro. I don't know if I can outdo that.
Outdo me, you're better than me, Becca Ferretti. I've introduced you.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell the people, who are you? Who are you?
I'm Becca Ferretti. I also have a YouTube channel like Tim. I interview bands.
Bigger bands than me, which doesn't make sense because you have 100 subs, but we move. Becca Ferretti.
Tim Senna.
Would you like to karaoke the Arctic Monkeys song before we move on?
I'm always down for a bit of karaoke.
Me and Becca are going to go karaoke.
Poke your head behind the mountain peak. Don't have to mean that you've gone into hiding.
Because we, me and Becca Ferretti out here, are going to be ranking the Arctic Monkeys albums on Tiermaker. I've got to be honest, I have not made the assets for this because I've been a very busy boy today. So Becca can entertain you while I quickly put everything together. How hard can it be to just get Arctic Monkeys albums in order, Spotify? What are you doing to me? What is your favourite Arctic Monkeys album, would you say?
I think I'm going to be basic.
I mean, you're very basic. Basic Becca.
I think I'm gonna
Basic
say
Becca.
AM.
Basic AM.
It's my favourite.
What are you, a teenage girl from 2013?
I was 11 when that album
You were
came
11. Here we go. Straight on. How easy, chat. I didn't even need to try. No, hand on heart, I could karaoke every single song from the first 3 Arctic Monkeys albums in a row without any prompt. Starting with Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not. Becca Ferretti. Where are we putting this? The album that changed music forever. The hallmark of the mid-2000s. The first band that ever went viral. MySpace. Genius lyricism from Alex Turner at a young age. Despite no formal education, he was putting all the poets in the world to shame with his lyricism. I feel like we kind of have to put this in S tier. And meanwhile, we will say Favourite Worst Nightmare, which I'm gonna say it. This, in my opinion, okay, well, it will get controversial later on. I think this is better than the first, and I think this is what solidified them as one of the best bands in the world. In fact, I mean, I think we'll leave out Who the Fuck's Arctic Monkeys because you don't know that well, and it's not an album. But this album came out a year after their first album, and it just like solidified them as the biggest band in the world, pretty much, especially a band that dominated pop culture in this country for a decade. Do you think it's better than their first? Because I do. And if we disagree, we'll have to have a fight.
Show me the track list and the game plan.
Right. This is I can sing every word in every single sound.
I think it's better.
I'm gonna put Teddy Pickett is such lyricism Alex Turner's on this. I can't just karaoke every song. Should we karaoke? Anyway, right, album number 3. I think my brother's with it. Now, this is a bit of a left field one. This was when they were like, okay, we're the biggest band in the world, we can do whatever we want, we've got all the money we ever need, we're going to make some more arty music. And I think this album has some of their best songs on it, like Crying Lightning, Pretty Visitors, which I love karaoke, as you know, it's Secret Door, absolute gems, but also not as consistent as the first 2.
Yeah, I think like the first 2 I could listen to all the way through.
Yeah.
This is one where I skip.
That's fair. I mean, for me, it's like I can first, like My Propeller, I could take or leave. These 3 always in a row. Potion Approaching and Fire in the Third, I'm kind of like, Cornerstone, one of their best songs. Dance Little Liar, good. Pretty Visitors, amazing. Jeweler's Hands, one of the most underrated Arctic Monkey songs. I really want to put this in A tier. I think it would be offensive to B. Is that okay with you?
I'm okay with that.
It can be lower A if you like, so I want to play a bit of the Jeweler's Hands, because do you know this? No, okay.
Fiendish wonder in the carnival's wake. Dull caresses once again irritate. Tread softly, stranger, move over toward the danger that you see.
This has some of Alex Turner's best lyricism ever. There's a line he says, it's like falling off the ferry in the night, and it's just a chilling line that makes you think of that image. This is the point where he starts being better than even the top poets in this country. I think it's easily worthy of A for songs like that. Less consistent, but it's all good. And that has brought us up to Suck It and See, which might upset some people here. Have you listened to Suck It and See?
No.
Right.
Wait, go through it. I know
Do you want me to just play the starts of each song so you get the vibe a bit? Do you recognise She's Thunderstorms?
Yeah.
This is the album I listen to the least by a long way. It's very rock and rolly. There's some gems on here. The Hellcat Spangled Sha-La-La-La. Don't Sit Down 'Cause Moving Chair. Library Pictures is good. Reckless Serenade's alright. Even Power Driver Waltz, the version on Submarine is way better than this version. And
I'm happy for this to be the lowest one.
I don't want to be bait, but after they put this album out, this was like as small as the Arctic Monkeys ever were in their career. And AM like propelled them back to stardom, but this album was a bit of a low point for them. I mean, it's still got number one because they're great. They're still great, but after this, it was a bit like, well, where do they go from here? It just doesn't do it for me. You know, music's subjective. Let me know. Shout at me in chat or hi YouTube if you think I'm an idiot and Suck It and See is the best. Comment, Tim Stanner, you're an idiot. I'm from YouTube. I'm from the future. But you know, I'll happily debate anyone on this. It's my opinion. It's subjective, but it was like, you know, where do Arctic Monkeys go from here? Are they washed? Are they over? And in classic Arctic Monkeys fashion, what should they do but drop the era-defining album of the 21st century? This was when you got into them, right?
Yeah, like all the stuff previously, like I wasn't aware of them when it came out.
Yeah.
I like discovered it later, and then even like when this came out, I remember it being a big thing.
It was
and I just
massive.
Like, didn't really listen to it at the time.
My favourite on it was probably Are You Mine, which they end their set with now. Fireside is an underrated gem. This is the thing. The singles from this album defined an era and saved rock and roll music. The album tracks, One for the Rose, Arabella, even I Want It All, which is one of the weakest songs on the album. Pretty much 8 out of 10 is the worst you're going to get here. Number one party anthem for me is 10. Mad Sounds is like a 9. Fireside is an easy 10 for me. Why'd You Only Come When You're High? Easy 10. Snap Out of It, 9.5. I Want to Be Yours, 20. I feel like we have to split. I think it's not as good as the second, but I think it's probably going to have to split the first. Do you think it's better than...
I think it's the best one so far. Well, I think it's the best one altogether, but I know.
Should we have chat decide? I don't know.
Yeah,
How do we... Should we flip a coin? I think... Right. Heads we go for AM, and tails we go for... Because we could have an argument.
Okay.
And it would just be like, do you want heads or tails? Right.
Oh, we're not actually...
Obviously not. What did you say? Becca wins. Well, you're wrong, but you won the coin flip fair and square. I'm with Becca on this. Well, fine. You're wrong, but you know. All I'm saying is... Look, Farside is great. Where Do You Only Come When You're High is great, but the album tracks, the 505 for me, just... I crumble completely when you cry is one of the most impactful lines that has ever been sung in a song. My opinion is that is above AM, but The Will of the People is not just a great Muse album, but it's an adage, so AM goes top. That brings us up to the latest and last Arctic Monkeys album, Tranquility Base, Hotel and Casino, which we're going to have a big fight about now. Yeah. We really are. Okay. Hey, Becca, guess what?
Is this your favourite Arctic Monkeys album?
Yes, it is. I think this is the best. I think I might have told you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it right up there. And now you're going to say, what are you doing, you dickhead? What came first, the chicken or the dickhead? It's lazy to call this a Last Shadow Puppets album, which was what everyone said. But for me, it's always been about the lyrics with Alex. And the way he breaks... the way he breaks down syllables and word sounds is era-defining genius. Like, no one can do it apart from Alex. And that's why, for me, this tops AM and favourite West Line. So where would you put it? Would you put it in B?
I don't really listen to it. I think
It's better than Silky Sea. It's better than
It's better than Silky Sea.
Thank you.
I could
You're saying.
put it
You're saying.
at the lower end of the top tier.
Okay, so we're just debating whether it's S.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I
Let's flip a
think
coin.
others are better
Let's
than
flip a coin. What do you think, Becca Ferretti? Heads or tails?
it. I think I'll go tails.
Pog! Best Arctic Monkeys album! Deal with it! Tranquility Base.
I fantasize, I call it quits.
So, Tranquility Base and Hotel and Casino, best Arctic Monkeys album, yeah? Say yes. Yes. 3, 2,
Say
yes.
I'm not saying yes.
Yes.
I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying yes.
It's the best, the coin said so. Well, chat, there we go. There we go. That was the Arctic Monkeys album ranking by Tim Senna and Becca Ferretti.
They come out of the cracks, thirsty for blood.